If there's anything you care about, violence in the home is something that should be on your radar screen because it's undermining every other positive indicator we want in the city.
Good morning, Sojourner Family Peace Center.
If you could imagine a child who lived in a home that was broken by violence, imagine a child who is sexually abused and taken advantage of at the age of 6, 7, 8, 9, didn't say a single word in 3rd grade because the emotions of what they were living with were just too much, and for that little person's mind couldn't really understand how to tell or who to tell or what to say. That child would be me. And what's important about that is, as far back as I can remember that somebody was nice to me, just when I needed it. A teacher, a friend, a family member. I go back there and I remember what it was like, and I use that to fuel the changes that I want to make and how I want to treat people today. So for me, kindness, dignity, and respect are paramount for a Sojourner.
Like Sacagawea led the expedition, Carmen has really done a great job of leading the whole issue of domestic abuse and domestic violence.
She'd like to see a time come when other little girls do not have to face what she faces. And I'm there behind her to see that that happens.
And I'm saying, go girl. All right. Thank you.
Sojourner Family Peace Center is geared toward providing services to the entire family. They provide shelter, they provide advocacy, education, all with the objective of bringing children and women to a safer place.
It's a serious problem, not limited to any economic or social class, that's for sure. I've learned from Carmen a lot more about signs of domestic abuse, how people adapt to domestic abuse. She's helped me in my job have a better understanding of that as I deal with people who are brought before the federal court system.
Many people don't come forward, so what we see is just the tip of the iceberg. We want to make sure that in all the different places that people live their lives, that Sojourner is there. So we partner with medical, we partner with law enforcement, and that's critical because sometimes people can't quite get to the services that they need.
And in one police district, we went from having 9 homicides in 1 year to the next year, with the first year of Sojourner Advocates working with police, having none in that district.
We believe that we're innovators, that what we're doing changes the game and will change the game.
Sojourner is embarking on an amazing journey to create a model that other cities and states will want to replicate.
The Sojourner Family Peace Center is developing a cutting-edge model along with Children's Hospital of Wisconsin, the District Attorney's Office, and the Milwaukee Police Department, and other partners like Jewish Family Services to develop a one-stop location for families in need.
This is the education center that we hope to work with MPS more significantly and with private schools, and here's the partnership space. We're very excited.
The concept of the partnerships that Carmen is developing is an important way to address the issue of domestic violence because it's a multifaceted problem.
She has brought together people who never thought of coming together until she proposed it, and when she proposed it, the light bulb went on, and we said, yes, that's the way to do it.
If you imagine that kid that I described, you know, she's still very much in there. And I think, well, how am I talking to Peggy Troy, who's the CEO at Children's? How am I talking to Chris Abley, our Mayor Barrett, Governor Scott Walker? And it's because I know they have the power to help us accomplish our goals, and that those partnerships are extremely important to us.
Carmen embraces her role as a leader, embraces her role as a collaborator, and I have no doubt that 10 years from now we will look back and say this was one of these projects in this community that really changed the landscape of Milwaukee.
Carmen has a great sense of humor and an incredibly infectious laugh.
I've never heard that before. I thought we were happy.
She has a very human side and a very caring side for not only the people she works with, but for family and friends for sure.
The thing that I'm most proud of today in my life is my daughter. My daughter's not living in a violent home. I don't speak to her in ways that are harsh. She goes to bed and the house is quiet. There's some days where I just look at her and I'm like, you are so lucky I went to therapy. Because, you know, kids push you. That's their job description. They just push you until you get to the edge and see if they can push you off the cliff.
She has the power and the guts to get things done.
2014 will be the year of Carmen with this wonderful award. And with
For me, it's not an award for me personally, it's an award for Sojourner. Really, it's an award to acknowledge our dream and the light that we carry. You know, we often see ourselves carrying a small little light in the darkness because that's what we represent for people. And that award is just a recognition of how important our work is. I'm an incredibly lucky person, and I have great people behind me, with me, on the side of me, creating a path. So Trailblazer, in my mind, means that I have to do what battered women and children need me to do, and I have to be brave enough to do it.
Carmen, I think you're a great recipient of the Sacagawea Award.
We know that the Super Bowl is the big winter event, but I have to say the real super person around here is Carmen Pitre.
Carmen, it's been a privilege to be your friend and to work alongside you. Your best accomplishments lie ahead.